I have sat back and waited to see if there will be one Christian leader who is capable of taking Christ's elect from the lie they are living, and I have seen no one. Today I'm calling on all Christians to listen to me as you are going the evil one's way, straight to hell with him. The Lord is spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and with truth. You cannot worship the Lord with a lie or lies. I felt like Moses expressed, I cannot speak well. I personally am not slim. I'm not good looking. But still I am forced to deliver the Lord's truth, since no one else will. Try as you might, using false indoctrination, you do not know Jesus Christ. So, as I start, let me tell you who is Jesus Christ. He is the same being that talked with Moses and gave him the commandment that we are all supposed to follow to achieve spiritual maturity and freedom from the flesh. John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. It tells us he is the eternal spokesman of the Godhead. It is Jesus Christ who instructed Moses, and it is he who is showing us that we are to be his disciples. In the basic teachings of the Lord's commandments, you have gone astray. You start out wrong, and you will eventually end up wrong. Exodus 20 verse 4 states, you shall have no carved images or any likeness of anything in heaven, like Jesus' so-called images. It's not really even his true image, that abodes on the earth, like a cross, or under the earth, in the water, like a fish. You shall not bow down to them or serve them. A couple young men invited me to their place of worship for a meeting, and I felt moved to visit. As I walked in, I knew it was not the place for any true belief. On the wall prominently affixed was a cross, approximately 6 feet tall and massive in design, with a crown of barbed wire on the top. A true symbol of man's cruelty to the Savior. Please, Christians, you should not even have a carved image, much less the representation of death and savage cruelty. He is the living witness. You have to take him at his word. No carved image. Furthermore, the cross was in use before our Savior's crucifixion. So there is nothing special about the cross. If you carve one to aid in worship, you break the second commandment and guilty of sin. And as you know, the wages, my sheep hears my voice and follows me. He tells us nowhere to make any images to aid us in worship. Please tear those crosses. I have a very soft spot for suffering. And when I heard the call for help after Katrina, I bought a pickup load of equipment and supplies and drove to the devastated area. My help was very much appreciated by one of the local mayors. My heart was touched, though, by a great and strange sight that I saw as I left. Driving back home to Chicago, I saw many damaged churches when other buildings around were scarcely touched. On a number of these buildings were crosses, and the significant thing that struck my mind was how many of the few buildings that weren't harmed, the crosses were lying upside down on the roof or just broken off. Brethren, the upside down cross is a symbol of evil worship. You should know that if a cross is used for evil, it cannot be of any. Hopefully I can appeal to your sense of logic by asking you, tell me any black person who has felt the sting of a whip, who have passed such a legacy down to their offspring, and the recipients have it prominently placed on their wall. Friends, you can no more make the evil one righteous than you can make the cross a part of serious spiritual worship to the Lord. You have to leave falsehood alone and come from darkness into the real light. It is time for holy, spiritual, and light-infused relationship with the Lord. You do not know even the smallest thing of my prayers have ascended to the throne of the Creator, and his angels have come down and shared in song his loving kindness. Please, come walk with me and enjoy the spiritual realm as he has prepared for you. And it is time for us to go back truth that Jesus has taught us and the legacy he has left behind, instead of living the falsehood and lies that have been perpetuated as Christianity. Brethren, join me in serving the Father through Jesus Christ as he should be served. Thank you very much for the few minutes of your time. Bye-bye. With much love, I leave you. Goodbye for now, friends.